Hi everyone, my name is Ken. Welcome to this house. Today we are touring the historic Hezekiah Elgin house located in Clarksville, Missouri. This house was built in 1845. Stick around, we're about to go inside. Before we go inside, I want to take a moment to give a huge shout out to Megan Miller of Cannon Realty Inc. for putting us in contact with the owners so that we could film here. This house is currently listed on the market. If you would like more information on this house, please check out the listing information that's posted down in the description below. Let's go see what's inside. We just entered inside of this house, and we actually came through the Italianate portion of the house, which was added in the 1860s. Something really interesting that we can see right off the bat is it has the original newel post and the original staircase. So let's take a moment to really look at this. Also inside of this foyer are these baseboards, and these have been fauxed to look like marble. And that's just another one of those really amazing details that we find in this house. At the end of the stair hall is the entrance to the dining room, and we can see that it has a door with a transom window up above it. So first, we'll get to that in just a moment, but first let's head on into the parlor. So follow me on in here. Something that we notice immediately is it has the original hardwood floors that were installed at the time that this house was built. It also has this beautiful fireplace over here, and this was actually imported from Italy. It's Italian marble. It was shipped up the Mississippi River straight to this house. And then the baseboards that we can see running along the perimeter of this room have been fauxed to look like the same marble, and honestly, they did a fantastic job doing that. Over on this side of the parlor, it has the original window encasements and even has some of the original panes of glass still inside of the windows. And once again, this is from the 1860s. Now, if we look up, we can see reproductions of the ceiling medallion done in plaster with a reproduction of the chandelier as well. Leaving the parlor, we're now going to walk through this boxed archway, and this is going to take us into the dining room. So follow me on in here, and let's begin to look around. So one of the first things we notice is that the wood trim has these pediments on top of it that kind of bring it to a triangular shape, and that's not something we've seen yet in this house. And one of the reasons for this change is we're now in the federal portion of the house, the part of the house that was built in the 1840s. So let's just take a moment to look around this space. And then up above us on these walls, we can see stenciling that runs up to the ceiling, and then there's gold leaf trim that kind of delineates the spaces for the different patterns that we see here. And that was all added by Richard Cottrell, the former owner of this house, who restored it to its former glory and even ran it as a house museum for a short period. So leaving the dining room, we're now crossing into a sitting room. And once again, this is in that original part of the house that was built in the 1840s in the federal style. So we can see that it has a matching fireplace over here, though it is in a different finish, but it has the exact same shape to it. And then once again, we've got elaborate trim work, elaborate wallpapering, all done by Richard Cottrell. And there's also a reproduction of the plaster medallion and a crystal chandelier that's also a reproduction in this house. Now, something interesting to notice is that the windows on this wall over here are a little bit different than the room that we saw over there. They do not have the triangular pediments on top of them, but some of them do have their original panes of glass. Leaving the sitting room, we're now going to walk into the kitchen, and this is probably where the original staircase would have been, over here where the sink and the refrigerator are, and we'll actually show you proof of that whenever we get up to the bedroom that's directly above this. So this kitchen is just adorable. It has this amazing giant porcelain sink with beadboard on the side here, and then also fabric skirting that runs below it. Now, this would have originally been the heating kitchen, and the actual kitchen where the food was made would have been right below this in the basement. Leaving the kitchen, we are now going to head up to the second floor. So let's cut back through these rooms, and as we make our way to the staircase, I'll tell you all a little bit about the history of the house. So the original owner also owned a general store here in town, and that's believed to have been located just up the river. When he married his wife, that's when this portion, the Italianate portion of the house, was added because she came from money and she just wanted a larger house. So that's just one of those like fun stories about why the house kind of changed in the way it did. So let's head on upstairs. As we arrive at the top of the steps, one of the first things we notice is this giant pointed arch Gothic window behind me. And this is actually believed to have been added to the house at a later date. So as we arrive at the top of the stair hall, we notice that there's this balcony here. It feeds directly into the wall. Now, it's believed that this balcony would have originally traveled all the way around to this side and it would have been open over here. And then the bathroom would have been added at a later date. So we'll start off by walking into this bedroom directly in front of us. And this room is really spacious. Once again, this is in that Italianate edition of the house. So we can see that it has these beautiful windows over here in the corner. This allows in a lot of natural light. Over on this side, it has more windows of the same size, and this opens out onto a porch above the veranda on the front of the house. Coming off of this bedroom, we now enter into the bathroom I mentioned off the stair hall, and there are some just gorgeous details in here. So first we'll notice the beadboard extending up the wall. There's a ledge as well, and then really intricate crown molding at the top with rosettes. And then this sink is absolutely beautiful. We see the theme of rosettes continued on both the handles and on these engravings here. So let's just take a moment to really look around this bathroom. Passing out of the bathroom, we're now going to cut back through the top of the stair hall, and we're going to come to another bedroom. So this bedroom is back on the Federal style side of the house, and we can see that it has an original entrance over here with the original hardware and what are believed to be the original doorknobs as well. So let's just take a closer look at those. Cutting through this bedroom, we're now passing again into another bedroom. And at one point, the Federal style side of the house was set up as a stagecoach. So we can imagine people coming into their individual rooms from these doors that lead out here to the sleeping porch. And something we're noticing in this room is that this is the first plaster medallion we're seeing that has gold leafing on it. And once again, from it is suspended a crystal chandelier that is a reproduction of what might have been here earlier. Moving on from this bedroom, we now come to the final bedroom, and this is believed to have been the servants' quarters. So we can see that there are a couple of windows here. This would have originally been open out to the porch, but right now it's set up as a closet. So we're not going to go in there because the owners do have some personal items stored in there. But that is that section on the outside of the house, and I'll actually show that to you right now. That has been closed in off of the porch. So this would have originally had access to the sleeping porch. Now that we've seen the entire house, let's go talk to the owners of this home about their journey with this house. Thank you so much for opening up the doors to your beautiful house for us. It was such an immense pleasure to tour this and just enjoy all of these period accurate details. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit about yourselves?
My name is Randy Ballpen, and I've restored quite a few homes in Georgia and Florida, and this one in Missouri. I'm a preservationist. I restore homes. I don't rehab them. I'm a restoration all the way, and I just live in love for them. I love them. It's what I do.
My name's Tara Taylor. Yep, I come along for the adventure and for the. It means a lot to me to watch these houses become something that will continue on, because a lot of times when we see them, they're not in great shape at all, and yeah, it's good for them to stay preserved. It's very important.
That's wonderful, and I love that you both have this kind of mission about you to take on these older houses and restore them. So what first inspired you to get into this?
Well, I bought my first Victorian house in 2006, and that was my first restoration. I was in the music business, so I got out of the music business. I owned a Smoothie King. I had a lot of businesses, and I had run into some money. So what I wanted to do was to focus on restoring this Victorian house, and it was in Florida. Then came the real estate bust. I bought another home across the street, which was a similar 1890s Victorian. It was a bank foreclosure. It was almost at the rate of being demolished. It was boarded up, the whole 9 yards, and I restored it. And I fixed it up, sold it in 2014, and I just kept going. And I bought an 1856 plantation home. It was known as the Cheney Newcomer House. Another save from Cobb Preservation. I bought it from them.
Marietta, Georgia.
In Marietta, Georgia, and I've restored that. Then we went over to Macon, Georgia. We restored an Italianate 1883 home there. We restored an old church from the 1870s. And finally we're here at this beautiful Elgin Cottrell House.
And this house caught our attention because of Richard Cottrell and because of his work in it already. And we just realized that his legacy needed to carry on as well because he was such an important artist and antique person in the community. Yeah.
Wonderful man, yeah.
I'm so excited for you guys to enter into this next chapter of your life where you're going to find another old home and restore it. And hopefully you guys can find some wonderful stewards to take care of this house and to treasure it as much as you have.
Sure hope so, yeah.
Thank you everybody for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this tour. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time on This House.